Ra. I am Ra. I greet you in the love and in the light of the one infinite creator. We communicate now. Questioner. Would you please give me an indication of the instrument's condition? Ra. I am Ra. This condition is as previously noted, except that the physical distortions mentioned have somewhat increased. Questioner. Could you tell me the cause for the increase of the physical distortion? Ra. I am Ra. Physical distortions of this nature are begun, as we have said, due to overactivity of weak, as you call this distortion, portions of the body complex. The worsening is due to the nature of the distortion itself, which you call arthritis. Once begun, the distortion will unpredictably remain, and unpredictably worsen, or lessen. Questioner. We have tried healing with the diamond crystal. I have tried both using the crystal around my neck and dangling it from a chain under my right hand. I think that possibly that to do the best work on the wrist I should dangle the crystal just below my right hand from a distance of just a centimeter or two, holding it directly above the wrist. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. This would be appropriate if you were practiced at your healing art. To work with a powerful crystal such as you have, while unable to perceive the magnetic flux of the subtle bodies, is perhaps the same as recommending that the beginner, with saw and nail, create the Vatican. There is great art in the use of the swan crystal. At this point in your development, you would do well to work with the unpowerful crystals in ascertaining not only the physical major energy centers, but also the physical secondary and tertiary energy centers, and then begin to find the corresponding subtle body energy centers. In this way, you may activate your own inner vision. Questioner. What type of crystal should be used for that? Ra. I am Ra. You may use any dangling weight of symmetrical form, for your purpose is not to disturb or manipulate these energy centers, but merely to locate them and become aware of what they feel like when in a balanced state and when in an unbalanced or blocked state. Questioner. Am I correct in assuming that what I would do would be to dangle a weight approximately 2 feet below my hand and place it over the body, and when the weight starts moving in a clockwise rotational direction it would indicate an unblocked energy center? Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. The measurement from hand to weight is unimportant and at your discretion. The circular motion shows an unblocked energy center. However, some entities are polarized the reverse of others, and, therefore, it is well to test the form of normal energy spirals before beginning the procedure. Questioner. How would you test? Ra. I am Ra. A test is done by first holding the weight over your own hand and observing your particular configuration. Then using the other self's hand, repeat the procedure. Questioner. In the case of the instrument we are concerned with the healing of the wrists and hands. What would it be would I then test the energy center of the instrument's hand and wrist area? Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. We have given you general information regarding this form of healing and have explicated the instrument's condition. There is a line beyond which information is an intrusion upon the law of confusion. Questioner. I would like to trace the energy patterns and what is actually happening with these patterns and flow of energy in a couple of instances. I will first take the pyramid shape and trace the energy that is focused somehow by this shape. I will make a statement and let you correct it. The first I see that the effect of the pyramid can be in any orientation and provide some focusing of spiraling energy, but the greatest focusing occurs when one side of it is precisely parallel to magnetic north. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. This is substantially correct with one addition. If one corner is oriented to the magnetic north, the energy will be enhanced in its focus also. Questioner. Do you mean that if I drew a line through two opposite corners of the pyramid at the base and aimed that at magnetic north, that would be precisely 45 out of the orientation of one side aimed at magnetic north, it would work just as well? Is that what you are saying? Ra. I am Ra. It would work much better than if the pyramid shape were quite aligned. It would not work quite as efficiently as the aforementioned configuration. Questioner. Would the pyramid shape work just as well right side up as upside down with respect to the surface of the Earth, assuming the magnetic alignment was the same in both cases? Ra. I am Ra. We do not penetrate your query. The reversed shape of the pyramid reverses the effects of the pyramid. Further, it is difficult to build such a structure, point down. Perhaps we have misinterpreted your query. Questioner. I use this question only to understand the way the pyramid focuses light, not for the purpose of using one. I was just saying if we did build a pyramid point down, would it focus at the Queen's chamber position, or just below it the same way as it would if it were point up? Ra. I am Ra. It would only work thusly if an entity's polarity were, for some reason, reversed. Questioner. Then the lines of spiraling light energy, do they originate from a position toward the center of the Earth and radiate outward from that point? Ra. I am Ra. The pyramid shape is a collector which draws the in-streaming energy from what you would term the bottom or base and allows this energy to spiral upward in a line with the apex of this shape. This is also true if a pyramid shape is upended. The energy is not earth energy, as we understand your question, but is light energy which is omnipresent. Questioner. Does it matter if the pyramid is solid or is made of four thin sides, or is there a difference in effect between those two makes? Ra. I am Ra. As an energy collector, the shape itself is the only requirement. From the standpoint of the practical needs of your body complexes, if one is to house oneself in such a shape, it is well that the shape be solid-sided in order to avoid being inundated by outer stimuli. Questioner. Then if I just used a wireframe, that was 4 pieces of wire joined at the apex running down to the base, and the pyramid were totally open, this would do the same thing to the spiraling light energy? Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. The concept of the frame as equal to the solid form is correct. However, there are many metals not recommended for use in pyramid shapes designed to aid the meditative process. Those that are recommended are, in your system of barter, what you call expensive. The wood or other natural materials, or the man-made plastic rods will also be of service. Questioner. Why is the spiraling light focused by something as open and simple as 4 wooden rods joined at an apex angle? Ra. I am Ra. If you pictured light in the metaphysical sense as water, and the pyramid shape as a funnel, this concept might become self-evident. Questioner. I can see how a solid-sided pyramid would act as a funnel. It seems to me that using just the 4 rods joined at the apex angle would be less efficient. Can you tell me how they are equivalent to the solid-sided pyramid? Ra. I am Ra. They are unequal in space-time, and we recommend for practical use the solid-sided pyramid or other focusing shape in order to give your physical bodily complexes respite from outside noise, rain, and other distractions to meditation. However, in time-space one is concerned with the electromagnetic field produced by the shape. An equivalent field is produced by the solid and the open shape. Light is influenced metaphysically by this field rather than by visible shapes. Questioner. Thank you, that explains it nicely. I apologize for asking so many stupid questions on this, but I am really functioning here with very little knowledge. I do not wish to get into subject matter of no importance. I had assumed that questions about the pyramid were desired by you due to the fact that some danger was involved to some who had misused the pyramid, etc. I am trying to understand the way light works, and trying to get a grasp of how everything works together, and I was hoping that questions in this area on the pyramid would help me understand the third distortion, I'll say, which is light. As I understand it, the pyramid shape acts as a funnel, in this way increasing the, I'll say, density of energy so that the individual may have a greater intensity of actually the third distortion. Is this correct? Ra. I am Ra. In general, this is correct.